अमरिंदर पाल सिंह, आज 21 जुलाई 2014. I'm born in 1944 and I think you can do the calculation. I should be around 44? No, 44 years. मैं इंडियन नेवी ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਰੀਨ ਇੰਜੀਨੀਅਰ ਸੀ ਔਰ ਜਹਾਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡਾ ਮੇਨ ਮਕਸਦ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਜਹਾਜ਼ ਨੂੰ मूव करना वॉरशिप ਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ मूवमेंट ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ so plain language you can call us as drivers as well but in the technical language we are known as marine engineers on board the ship मैं विशाखापट्टनम जो कि हिंदुस्तान दे पूर्वी it's on the eastern coast that's a port and the port is under Navy that was it. This was by only the local media. It was only basically through the media and few telephone calls here and there, though most of the telephones were dead. We had, being in Navy, we had hotline working between Delhi and Visakhapatnam. Hotline is a direct line between the two places and the two war rooms. And me being the technical officer as on that day, I had the privilege of talking to my counterpart in Naval Headquarters just to check what had happened. I was just given the news that the Prime Minister has been assassinated and that is all we had the news. Subsequently it was only the paper news or the media news in the radio. Once again I would like to repeat that I belong to Amritsar, my birthplace. Born and brought up there, I had my education there. So topography of Amritsar was much known to me and Golden Temple being the Barsab being the center place of Amritsar. All the four sides were the civilian buildings and we were told that the firing is from inside the temple. Nobody said it could be outside. It was always reported in the media the firing was from inside the temple and that's how once again it was the media which was doing the coverage which I thought it was probably censored news. It wasn't coming in the original what was coming to us. It was fabricated news partly. It was only after the episode, Operation Blue Star was over, then we knew people who had suffered losses and all that sort of a thing. Some of my relatives were affected by it, some of my naval colleagues were affected by it, and that news kept on pouring over a period of time, and we did miss a couple of sailors who were in the train from Delhi to Visakhapatnam. They were dragged out from the running train in a station, I had just forgotten the name. The sailor was dragged out because he was sick and killed there. And the co-passenger was another naval officer who was a Hindu gentleman, Sharma by name. And he picked up his identity card, which if any time a sailor or an officer carries with him as identification, from that identity card we could make out that a sailor was killed by the local people being sick on a train. That along with the news which we got from our relatives was terrifying, terrible news for one and all as far as we were concerned. Well, as I told you earlier also, I was on duty that day, the day the Prime Minister was assassinated. I was asked to leave my duty early hours of the morning, which is never ever done in a defense establishment. I was made to get up early in the morning at about 3 o'clock and asked to leave for my residence. And when I said why so, they said it is for your safety, we are sending you home, which was not really appreciated by me. A police escort was given to me, the naval police was given escort, which I refused. I just drove my two-wheeler by myself and landed back at my residence in the morning around 4 o'clock. I did land safely and I was about 6 o'clock again in the morning, a naval police constable came over and asked me to remain home for 2 days. You need not to come to the office since it is not safe for Sikh officers to come out on the roads for a couple of days. So CNC had given the direction, which I did refuse, I would like to say. I disobeyed his orders. I still wore the uniform, and next day I reported for my duty as usual. Well, I wanted to see the CNC immediately, which is the normal procedural part, and just to tell you, to meet the Admiral, it takes at times months. He will not give you an appointment, or he has busy schedules. So I was asked what was the reason. The reason given was, I said, if at all you want to give protection to the Sikh officers and Sikh families, it should have been the naval police posted outside my residence and not providing me single-handed a couple of guys escorting me to my residence, which I had, I said, refused. And today I am back on my duty. I said I wouldn't mind if somebody can do any damage, I mean, intends to do any damage or hurt to me, I will also be in a position to fight back. So I did resume my duties and carried on with my day-to-day work. But however, my message was conveyed to CNC that an officer wanted to see him in this connection. Well, at the outset I would say I wasn't very comfortable, but then CNC had issued orders for safety of all Sikh officers. Some of the people who were moved from outside the city, who were staying outside in the city within the naval premises, but I didn't move from there. I said no, I will still keep on staying where I am, because my surroundings, I am quite happy with the surroundings. All the families who were there, they were quite pally with me, my wife and my children. So I felt quite safe in that environment, and I never moved from there. Well, Andhra Pradesh, which was a state of the city I was staying, Andhra had a non-Congress government, so by and large there wasn't any sort of fight between any communities or any hardships caused to the Sikh community in that area. Only stray cases, one or two, which were probably encouraged by the local people, but by and large it was a safe passage for one and all, at least in Andhra. Well, I won't be able to say exactly who did it, but I am, in my mind, what intelligence I have with me, I can imagine that this is only possible by an organized group to do it, and that organization capability lies only with the government which is in power. And if the government desires to stop a thing, it gets stopped. If it is the government desires to avoid a thing like this, atrocities being committed on any community, the government can always do that. But I'm sure in a place like Andhra, which is totally in the southern part of the country, being a non-Congress government, it was peaceful state, I would say. But then who did it? Again, I said it is the political will or the political parties who were against this community. They wanted to stop this community being brought up in the national affairs. All Sikh officers were, I told you, were asked to be out, remain in their residences. Sikh officers and Sikh sailors were asked to stay back in their residences for 2 days, just to avoid any confrontation with anyone. So basically we couldn't talk to each other, much of it. Some of the officers were not even allowed to get into the naval premises. There was a case, but when the level was raised, then they said, oh, the security guys didn't have the proper information. But then we did speak to each other to know what the reality was. But once again, it was only the media or the radio news or the paper news which we had it with us, fabricated or true, which we do not know. But then those news were very much disturbing. In addition to that, As I told you, some of our relatives were also uprooted from their houses. So we did have worries about those relatives as well. From Delhi, they moved on to a place called Moga. They moved on to that place. Somebody gave them a shelter there. And then after, when I was on a holiday, I took my annual leave. I went and said hello to them just to check up what all had happened there. Well, as a defense service person, well, I think the motto is the service comes first, everything comes later. Well, that blood ran in my veins. I belong to a family of soldiers. Just to tell you, my elder brother was a colonel in the army, so-called Royal Army of Britishers, subsequently switched over to the Indian Army. The next brother was younger to him, was an INA, Subhash Chandra Bose's personal driver. He was a technical type of a guy, so he was a personal driver for him, being a technician. Then another brother was in the Merchant Navy as a chief engineer, and me being another last one in the generation and joined the Navy. So as I said, it was the blood of a veteran or the blood of a defense personnel. I mean, the feeling of it being a defense family. So it was, my duty was first, the rest everything was second. I mean, I had no doubt felt something which did hurt my community very much. But then I had to continue with my duties, and the leave was all not being sanctioned to anyone till the things had cooled down. Well, I did, because once again I would like to repeat it here. The nations remain alive, those who remember their past history. And the nations who forget their past history, they'll never remain ever, for in their future is bleak, or the future is short. 1984 is an episode I think every Sikh should remember what had happened, and the elders must tell the next generation to generation what exactly transpired, what had happened by the people in power, what people had done damage to our community. They had tried to do it, they did succeed in certain aspects, but I can assure you they did fail in many ways, because today's Sikh religion is still a shining star in the eyes of the world. Well, this is again, I would say, a political gimmick by the people in power. People have been assassinated. You go to the world history, number of presidents have been assassinated, no less than the so-called father of the nation. Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated by a Brahmin. I like to ask authorities, how many Brahmins were assassinated? I know a Sikh soldier or a security guard had assassinated Indira Gandhi. Does that mean all Sikhs were culprits, or all the Sikhs were criminals, all the Sikhs were murderers? Definitely not. I totally disagree with that concept, which was promulgated by all the people in power and in the people in authority. They said the Sikhs have done this. Even some of the groups, when they shouted slogans against Sikhs. When father of the nation, Indira Gandhi, was just a political leader, but a prime minister, fine, perfectly all right. We discourage, we do not like assassination. We don't want bloodshed. But if it is a bloodshed, some reason made him to do that mistake, or whatever he did it, that was individual feeling. One Sikh was not responsible for whole lot of the community. I am comparing that assassination with the father of the nation, to whom till date we call him as father of the nation. When he was assassinated, how many Brahmins were assassinated? Not one. Never heard of any atrocities being committed against any Brahmins in the whole of the country. So I think it was totally a political gimmick. They played dirty, and then again the media is already, I said, controlled by the people in power, and that's what led to this sort of a thing.